'Twas a long time ago, longer now than it seems, in a place that perhaps you've seen in your dreams. For the story that you are about to be told took place in the holiday worlds of old.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video where I dive into the realm of the retro Halloween aesthetic. If you grew up in the 90s or early 2000s, you might see something like this on your feed. Photos and videos highlighting items and events that happened during Halloween in the years of your childhood. In this video, I'm going to go into depth on some of the things that were featured in these videos. First are usually these fairy books from Rainbow Magic, mainly Trixie the Halloween Fairy. These line of books were featured heavily in scholastic book fairs and bookstores. Written by Daisy Meadows, over 200 books have been published, starting with Ruby the Red Fairy, released in 2003. According to the internet, Trixie the Halloween Fairy follows Rachel and Kirsty, who are going trick-or-treating together. But Jack Frost and some goblins stole Trixie's 3 magic candies that make Halloween so special. I mean, that's a plot, alright. While still on the topic of books, Goosebumps launched their first book, Welcome to Dead House, in 1992, and the series is still around till this day. However, in the 90s, there were tons of Goosebumps toys, books, and even a TV show with its iconic theme.
You will beware, you're in for a scare.
If you grew up during this time, there was no escaping the series. I wasn't around during this era, but I do remember seeing the books in the library and at Barnes & Noble's, as well as getting traumatized watching the TV show on the Hub network. Does anyone even remember that channel? Disney Plus is coming out with a new series that is set to air in the fall, although not much has been said about what it's going to be about. In fact, is there even a poster?
Oh my goodness!
Speaking of Disney, Monstober was the costume the channel put on during October. During the month, they play all of the Halloween Town movies, Twitches, Girl vs. Monster, and My Babysitter's a Vampire, which I'm planning on making a separate video about since it deserves its own deep dive. Additionally, they had Halloween specials for all of their shows, with the most popular being Mutant Farm, the Halloween special of Ant Farm where the characters were different monsters.
Oh my gosh, Dad, look at this place!
Still better than Marvel CGI. This introduced the October national anthem, Calling All the Monsters.
Calling all the monsters, calling all the monsters, calling all the monsters.
And we can't forget about those bumpers.
Only one boss in the Duncan house, and it's Charlie. Good Luck Charlie is up next on Disney Channel's Monstober.
Switching the channel to Cartoon Network, they would also have spooky specials of all of their shows. But what I remember the most is the movies they played. They had all the hits. Scooby-Doo, more specifically Ghoul School, which was the OG Monster High following the Daughters of Famous Monsters, Monster House, and of course, Scary Godmother. The animation looks very dated in the two films, but my god does the story and soundtrack slap. The first film follows a young girl named Hannah who is petrified of anything scary. Her brother and their friends lock her inside this creepy haunted house, where she's then picked up by the scary godmother and sent to her realm to meet her monstrific friends. She's terrified at first, but then befriends them, and they help her by showing her brother and his friends that she's no longer a scaredy cat.
'Tis too much for me and my pithy soul. The light burns. It burns worse than the worst burn ever. Oh, mercy me. Is this the end of poor Harry? It seems so. Goodbye, Mother. I can see a long tunnel with a bright light. I move towards the light. No, all right. I die. I flail. Then I die.
The second movie follows her brother Jimmy and his descent into madness, to simply put it. If you somehow avoided these films, watch them. They're on YouTube. If you didn't have cable, you might have had a VHS player, where you would put on It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown on repeat. No, just me. Well, wherever you watched it, this film is a staple of the Halloween season. And if you haven't seen it yet, pause this video, Go watch it, it's on YouTube, then come back. The Great Pumpkin is real, and no one can tell me otherwise.
I got 5 pieces of candy. I got a chocolate bar. I got a quarter. I got a rock.
Many different types of food, mainly sweets, are heavily featured in these videos. This includes the Halloween Trix yogurt, Ghoul-Aid, Halloween Pillsbury cookies, and General Mills monster cereals, which are both still sold today. However, one isn't, which is the Spooky Cat cookie. I'm not sure why they discontinued it, but I hope they bring it back someday. Speaking of food, I'm pretty sure a canon event for any child is getting a McDonald's Halloween bucket during October. I remember going to tons of different McDonald's just to get all of the Monster High ones. I also remember there was Scooby-Doo and even Charlie Brown ones too, plus many more. But what not as many people know about is the Nugget Buddies that were made in the 90s. These were little nuggets with faces that you can dress up in different costumes. I'm glad McDonald's Halloween still lives on with 2022 relaunching the bucket line, and companies like Funko and Loungefly making products based on the 90s toys. Today it seems like dolls themed to Halloween is nowhere to be found, but back in the 90s to 2010s, they were everywhere, like the Halloween Barbies, the Costume Kelly line found in the dollar section in the back of the Halloween area of Target, Halloween Lalaloopsies, also found in that same area, and of course, Monster High. They were everywhere all year round in the 2010s. But during Halloween, they'd always do something special, like have a new spooktacular movie with a large line of dolls, and exclusive dolls like Catty Noir and Casta Fierce. For 3 years straight, I was a Monster High character for Halloween, which leads me into the next topic.
It's you. Come to Party City and dress to thrill.
Costumes. I remember those bright green morph suits or those blow-up sumo wrestler costumes that were super common during this time, which I never really understood. However, so many people in elementary would wear those ghost face costumes with the squeezable blood mask, but couldn't wear the actual mask to the school since they didn't allow it. I highly doubt these kids even knew who they were dressing up as or even saw the movie. I remember my school did a little parade and trunk or treat where you were able to see everyone's costumes. Those were simpler times. When it comes to the decorations, retro Halloween decorations just hit so different. They were cute, vibrant, and filled with Halloween goodies. From tablecloths to blow molds, they just don't make them like how they used to. Today you can find many of these at the thrift store if you're lucky. But I just wish retail stores would bring these designs back so it's more accessible to everyone. Last but not least, Lisa Frank. Lisa Frank Halloween items are so unique as they used all the bright neons of Lisa Frank and blended them with Halloween imagery to create the cutest stationery items. Like, just look at it. Sadly, something as small as a pencil can go for a lot of money today, but I'm glad small businesses are taking inspiration from this aesthetic to create their own vibrant and spooky designs. And that's it. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. What do you remember seeing during Halloween growing up? I'd love to hear your stories. Anyways, if you like this style of videos, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!